Hello students, my name is Vaishali. I'm a faculty in School of Finance and Commerce, Galgotias University, and I welcome you all to this presentation. The name of the topic is Variance Analysis. Let's have a look at the topics covered in this presentation. We begin with the introduction and meaning of variance analysis. Then we'll discuss the different categories of variances like favorable and unfavorable variance, controllable and uncontrollable variance. Then different types of variances like material cost variance, labor variance, and overhead variance will be discussed along with their types and causes. So as we know that the primary object of standard costing is to reveal the difference between actual cost and standard cost. So a variance in standard costing refers to the divergence of actual cost from the standard cost. Variance of different cost items provide the key to cost control. They indicate whether and to what extent standards set have been achieved. This enables the management to correct adverse tendencies. Now, after standard costs have been established, the next step is to ascertain the actual cost under each element and compare them with standard cost. The difference between the two is termed as cost variance. So cost variance is the difference between a standard cost and the comparable actual cost incurred during a given period. Variances can be classified into favorable and unfavorable variance, controllable and uncontrollable variance, revision variance, and method variance. Let's look at the meaning of these in detail. So if the actual cost is less than the standard cost, then the difference is known as favorable variance and it will increase the profit of the firm. Whereas on the other hand, if actual cost exceeds the standard cost, then this divergence is known as unfavorable variance and it will reduce the profit of the firm. Next is controllable and uncontrollable variance. When the variance with respect to any cost item reflects the degree of efficiency of an individual or department, that is, a particular individual or department is responsible for the variance, then that variance is known as controllable variance. Whereas an uncontrollable variance is one for which an individual or a department is not responsible. Usually these variances are caused by external factors like change in market condition, fluctuations in demand and supply, etc. So no particular individual within the organization can be held responsible for it. So when variances are reported, the attention of the management is particularly drawn towards controllable variances. If variances has been caused by multiple factors, then part of cost variance relevant to each factor should be determined. Next is revision variance. This is the amount by which a budget is revised but which is not incorporated in the standard cost rate as a matter of policy. Now the standard cost may be affected by wage rate changes after wage accords, fiscal policy. The standard costs are not disturbed to account for these uncontrollable factors and to avoid the amount of labor and cost involved in revision. The basic standard costs are allowed to stand. It is very essential to isolate the variance arising out of non-revision so that we can analyze other variances correctly. And then next is method variance. Method variance is the difference between standard cost of product which is manufactured with a normal method and the cost of operation by alternative method. So standards usually take into account the normal method, the difference between the normal method and the alternative method, and if there is any deviation which results in unfavorable variance, then these deviations should be avoided. Material cost variance is the difference between standard cost of materials specified and the actual cost of materials used. So the formula for material cost variance is standard cost of material for actual output minus actual cost of materials used. So material cost variance arises due to variation in the price of material or in its usage. So accordingly, material cost variance is analyzed under two heads: material price variance and material usage variance. Let's look at these two in detail. First is material price variance. So this is that portion of MCV which is due to the difference between standard price specified and the actual price paid for direct materials used. Now this is an incurring variance, and this reflects the extra price which is paid on units purchased. While making this calculation, the standard consumption of units should not be given any consideration, and it is computed by multiplying the actual quantity by the difference between standard price and actual price. So material price variance can occur due to a lot of reasons. So some of the reasons are: if there is a change in the market price of materials used, then if there is a change in the quantity of material, and if that quantity happens to be uneconomical, then it will result in a different price. Then thirdly, if we fail to obtain any cash or trade discounts which we had calculated or had considered while setting the standards, but in actual we failed to get that cash or trade discount. Then if there is any rush order which is placed to meet shortage of supply, then again you may end up paying a higher price than you had estimated. Then next reason could be a failure to take advantage of off-season price or failure to purchase when price was cheaper. Emergency purchase on request of production or sales manager could lead to material price variance. Then changes in issue price due to differences in changes related to stock keeping, material handling, etc. Then changes in the amount of taxes and duties than what we had estimated. Changes in quality or specification of material purchased. Then if you have used a substitute material having a higher or a lower unit price. So material price variance is generally the responsibility of the purchase manager. However, there can be various factors which are not in his control, like changes in the market price of the material. Material usage variance. So this is that portion of material cost variance which is due to the difference between standard quantity of material specified and the actual quantity used. So the formula for this is standard price into actual quantity minus standard price into standard quantity. Now material usage variance can occur due to a lot of reasons. For example, if there was lack of due care in the use of materials, or if any defective production technique was used which needed a lot of additional materials for correction, then abnormal wastage through pilferage, or other losses in the use of materials. Then if you have used a material mix other than the standard mix, purchase of inferior material or change in quality of materials can also lead to material usage variance. Then use of a substitute material leading to poor quality. Then improper maintenance of machines leading to breakdowns and more use of material. Poor inspection of raw material. Then a favorable variance may not always be advantageous. For example, a saving in the material usage may perhaps be affected by a reduction in wastage by slowing down the work. So this kind of favorable variance is not at all good for the company. Next is labor cost variance. This is also known as direct wage variance. Now labor cost variance is the difference between standard direct wages and actual direct wages paid. The formula is standard hours into standard rate minus actual hours into actual rate. So as the cost of labor is determined by labor time and wages, so labor cost variance is composed of either or both of these variances relating to labor time and labor rate. So labor cost variance is analyzed into two separate variances, that is wage rate and labor efficiency variance. Labor rate variance. Now this is that portion of the wage variance which is due to the difference between actual rate and standard rate. It is calculated just like material price variance. So the formula for labor rate variance is actual hours multiplied by difference between standard rate and actual rate. Now this wage rate variance can occur due to various reasons. For example, if there is a change in basic wage structure or change in piecework rate, then employment of one or more workers of a different grade than the standard grade, payment of guaranteed wages to workers who are unable to earn their normal wages, and if such guaranteed wages form part of direct labor cost. Then if new workers are not being allowed full normal wage rates. Another reason could be the use of different method of payment, that is payment of day rates while standards are based on piecework method of remuneration. Then if higher wages are paid on account of overtime for urgent work. So these could be some of the reasons for labor rate variance. Next is labor time or efficiency variance. This is also known as labor efficiency variance. It is that portion of the direct wages which is due to the difference between standard labor hours specified and the actual labor hours expended. So this variance provides a key to control the efficiency of workers. Formula for labor efficiency variance is standard wage rate multiplied by difference between standard hours of production and actual hours worked. So the difference or the causes of labor time variance could be lack of proper supervision, poor working conditions, defective machinery and equipment, or discontentment in workers due to unsatisfactory personnel relations or increase in labor turnover. So these could be some of the reasons for labor efficiency variance. Next is overhead cost variance. So it is the difference between standard overheads for actual output and actual overheads. It is basically classified into variable overhead variance and fixed overhead variance. So now we have come to the end of the discussion, and here on the screen I have written some of the references that you can use to enhance your knowledge on the topic. And I thank you all for listening patiently.